Greetings. This is Kevin Jefferson, founder of the Cash Flow Creation Club. Follow the Forex Family, followmytrades.com. Here with Trade Theory, discussing the indexes. So I'm going to talk about the Dow, the S&P and NASDAQ, and what's happening right now in the market. So the market is definitely kind of kicking in. Oh, and the time is it's 12:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, October 28th. And so we're looking at right now, this is the Dow. And you can see this is the monthly chart and prices pushing up here. And so for the Dow to establish a technical uptrend to where you can say the market is actually bullish, price would have to hit 32,860. Which is right up here for the month of October. And so let's kind of whittle down and see what's happening here. Price was in a downtrend and it's pushing back up, trying to establish an uptrend. It has not quite done that yet. Price would have to close at 33,753.60 right up here to officially be in an uptrend on with the Dow on the weekly. And so I don't think it's going to make that, but it could hit the 32,860. And then, but you've got, October 31st is next week. And so our price could fall off of that and not hit that. So, and all that would mean is that we'd have to watch the market a little bit more to see if the price is actually going up, or if it's just kind of pulling back off of something else. So what I saw on the daily, going down here, price was already in an uptrend and it has moved higher. And so this leads me to believe the way it's moving straight up, that it will likely pull back at some point. So you'll see some negative activity in the market in the coming weeks, coming days. But if it continues in this way and it closes above 33,753.60, then it will officially be in an uptrend. So going out to the big picture and kind of seeing what's happened. So a part of the market cycle occurred down here and price moved higher. And so the expectation would be that price would actually maybe fall back into this consolidation zone, but maybe it wants to just continue to push higher. And so we'll have to watch for that. So if on the monthly price closes above 32,860, which is right up here, then it gives us more of a case that the market wants to just go ahead and shoot up higher. Now, what could be happening is the market could just be resetting. And I believe that I did put a price, 35, 6, 34.10 is kind of like the projected upside stopping point for the move, which is a pretty significant move. Now that could just be a reset and then price could fall back again. But, that's so far in the future. Let's kind of focus on first things first. So the Dow is actually, it's moving higher, but it has not officially turned into an uptrend on the weekly or on the monthly. And so we'll have to kind of wait for that to say that the market's officially returned to a bullish state. But right now the market, people are really enjoying these moves, and if this nice big V bottom turns into an uptrend, then we'll kind of revisit what the future target prices are. But let's get into an uptrend, and then if we get into an uptrend, let's look at price hitting 35, 6, 34.10, which is up here, which would be significant to say the least. Regarding the market and all the stuff that it's been through, and it could be continuing to trend higher. So enjoy what's happening. If your portfolio is growing, and it's a great time to just kind of celebrate and know that the market does come back, which is also a reason why you don't want to try to time the market unless you have the benefit of an active trader or the benefit of that knowledge. So anyway, let's look at the S&P. This is the weekly chart on the S&P. Now, the S&P actually has been in an uptrend since last week. It established a level one long here and is continuing actually in a level one long into this week. And when I look at the monthly, it's still actually pulling back off of a downward trend. So you've got to be mindful that these could be not true bullish, not truly trending bullish moves. It could just be a reset in the context of another move lower. This is kind of where we are right now. It's at that second point, 3907.70, which I mentioned would be the second area that price would look to move to on the S&P 500. I think I mentioned it in a video a couple of days ago. So we get into that second point, and then the ultimate would be 4,019 and 10. That would actually, what did I do on the monthly? Okay, yeah, it would actually still would not would do anything. It wouldn't establish anything. So that must be a target price. Yeah. So if price hits this 3907.70, which is trending towards, and then the next target is 4,019.10 for the S&P 500. So looking for that to continue higher for a little bit. But this is in a level one long, and that means that price does not have to stay up there. It could just be resetting and then continuing lower. So be mindful of that. And if there's anything that, if I was trying to liquidate something, cash out some of, the growth or whatever has happened, going to happen in the next several days, because the market could be prepared to go back lower, and we'll have to, deal with that when we get there. But right now, the market is trending up, and we've got an upside target of 4,019.10. We'll see if it gets there, because it has not quite hit our first target, or really our second target, 3907.70, because it hit this one down here, 3770.93, which I mentioned previously, and then that this would be the second and maybe a possible reset lower. So be mindful that this could be a total fake out, but also enjoy the fact that the market is wanting to move higher. And so I'm going to speak to why the market is moving higher, considering all of the non-positive news that has been, happening and what's happening with the economy. As soon as I get through with this last analysis here. So this is the NASDAQ on the monthly. And so as you can see here, price is still, it's actually pulling back, but it's still trending downward here on the monthly chart. So price is not reversed and turned into, a bull market or anything like that. Now on the weekly, price actually is in a level one long, and which is where price reverses from one direction to the other. I call that a level one. And so it's kind of where interesting things happen, but that's also where a lot of the fake outs and the false moves happen. So you got to be mindful of that. And so seeing this, what may be happening on the lower time frame on the daily, price has been in an uptrend for several days now, and it's moving forward off of a level two long pullback. And so the first target price was 11,867.25, which it hasn't hit yet. And then once it hits that, price will probably, depress a little bit. And then the second target will be 12,714.30. But, we've got a lot of time before that happens. So if price gets up to 12,714.30 on the NASDAQ, then that establishes actually a move where I think the monthly becomes a positive trend. No, it will be close to it, but what on the monthly price would have to close above 12,954.15 for this to actually be a legitimate uptrend. Now it's trending up on the weekly, so it could just kind of work its way up there, but it's got a lot of headwinds as far as trying to move higher. So this could just be another, like you say, that's just a nice rally day. Based on where people see value. So why is the market moving higher so strongly when you have interest rates at an all-time high as far as, mortgage interest rates? Things aren't changing, in a positive direction. War seems to be getting worse. A lot of things are going in a non-positive direction. So the markets, if you think about it, actually become a surer bet or more of a safe haven for investors who would, under different circumstances, when there's, kind of an economic boom, you see more development, you see more infrastructure, you see more investing in new ideas and kind of expansion and creation. But when you already know that taking on a new venture has inherent risks, and then you run that into the fog of the unknown, you actually are just amplifying the chances that you're not going to succeed. And so they will go and buy shares in publicly traded companies that have proven themselves to benefit or persevere under certain circumstances, because a corporation's essentially, first objective is to increase shareholder value. What is the best way to increase shareholder value? Make a profit, and continue to make it and continue to decrease expenses. And so the corporations have a goal at, their mission is to increase shareholder value. And you've got investors who need to still continue to create value or get value with their capital and resources. So they go and invest in the market at different points in time, and you will see the market move. And so that's how the market can actually be going up, even though the economy is looking really, really bad. And it's really not a dichotomy at all. It's actually very much in alignment logically with what you would expect in a supply and demand market. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. If you want to go ahead and enroll, we're actually in the open enrollment period for the Cash Flow Creation Club, which is part of our platinum lifetime membership at followmytrades.com, fmtrades.com. go ahead and go to FM Trades, click the DFY button, submit your application so that we can talk to you and see if you're a great fit to join our next flight of attendees to the Cash Flow Creation Club. So what is the Cash Flow Creation Club? That is where we work with entrepreneurs and owners, help them cut the frustrations of business by doubling their cash flow without adding employees, overhead, or a lot of what I call the BS associated with being in business. And so a lot of business owners are looking for ways to not only grow cash flow, but to offset lost cash flow. And that's what we do with, the videos I put out. I use these skills to actually create cash on cash returns for owners and entrepreneurs, because they are the lifebeat of the nation, and they are also the creators and the ones who got out there and took the risks. And so we need to help them as best we can. So go to fmtrades.com, click the DFY button, submit your application so that we can review it and see if it's an opportunity for us to work together. And until the next time, enjoy the day and happy trading.